Many developers are tempted to use ChatGPT to generate code. I decided to create this video to address certain issues. This video will not teach you how to use ChatGPT, although I will show you some of my techniques. Don't use ChatGPT to generate code. It regurgitates the code that is found on the web and not necessarily the best quality working code. Don't use ChatGPT to generate Kubernetes resource artifacts. When I was doing research on K3s high availability clusters, I found many articles on the web that did not work. The problem with ChatGPT, which is also its advantage, they taught it using 150 billion pages on the internet 2 years ago. The industry has evolved in the last 2 years. However, there is a definite place where ChatGPT can be extremely useful, and I'm now going to demonstrate this to you. What I found is when I use ChatGPT, in my mind subconsciously, I think I am talking to a person on the other side. So I structure my language as if I was asking another person questions, and I found that to be very successful. What I found useful with ChatGPT is that you can use it to get ideas for your talk on a topic. Now I'm going to demonstrate that. I'm going to ask it an interesting question, and that is to create me a list of topics for me to talk about Kubernetes. Notice I said, please create a list of topics for me to talk about Kubernetes. And it has done that. I'm now going to ask it to give me more details. Please give me more details for each of these topics. And now it's talking about networking. Item 5 there. I'm going to ask it a question about networking. I found this to be a very balanced response to my question. It not only mentioned Kubernetes, but pointed out that there were other orchestration tools, and it mentioned Nomad. So this is very good for preparing a lecture or a tutorial or a talk about Kubernetes. Now I'm going to ask it to explain how Kubernetes networking model, and notice that this question has been structured in such a way that grammatically this is not correct. Explain how the Kubernetes networking model, I should have said, works in more detail. But it's clever enough to understand what I want, and it will generate that answer. Enough theory, now I'm going to ask it something different. Which is better, Kubernetes or Docker Swarm? And not only did it answer my question, but it also tried to be unbiased. It gave me points for using Kubernetes as well as points for using Docker Swarm. So I'm very happy with the answer it gave me. This is very good. This is how to use ChatGPT. I am now going to ask a question about Java, and that is to explain recursion in Java. I could have used any other language, C++. I really liked the answer. First of all, it gave me an explanation. Then it gave me some sample code. Here's some sample code it generated. And there's a copy button here that if I click that, I can copy this code and use it. And then it went further and it explained how this code works. I have a very good answer. But it also means that somebody who's learning computer science can ask questions and get good answers. That's one of the benefits of using ChatGPT. I'm now going to ask an interesting question. What are popular exam questions for Java at a beginner's level? It gave me some questions and it explained that these were just a few examples. I could tell it to regenerate the response, and I may get different questions now. I can see I'm getting different questions. And this can be very useful for a student to be able to have practice questions to learn. And later, the student will be preparing for an interview. So I've asked it for popular interview questions for Java at an advanced level. As you can see, this ChatGPT can be very useful for lecturers, for students, for developers. I know nothing about philosophy, but just for fun, I'm going to ask it a question about one of the philosophers. Imagine I was studying philosophy at the university, which I'm not, and I had to prepare a thesis on Aristotle or any of the philosophers. So this is where ChatGPT shines. In addition to giving me my thesis, it also gave me a conclusion about this philosopher. This is amazing. Now, if I were a student, I would use this to give me the ideas, but I would not present this as a thesis. But it definitely can help students to know what they're looking for when they are preparing a thesis or a research article. This can be invaluable for students. So, what can we take out of this? I would not use ChatGPT to generate code. As I mentioned earlier, you cannot guarantee that it'll give you good quality code and reliable code. I would not use it to generate Kubernetes artifacts, but I definitely would use this when planning my YouTube videos. I'm finding this particularly useful for that, for getting topics. My previous YouTube video that I published a week ago on hardware virtualization, I actually used ChatGPT to get me a short list of points so that I knew what I had to cover in my video, and it worked out very well. I tried not to make it too theoretical. So from that point of view, as a YouTube content creator, this is an excellent tool. For a student, it has its value in that it can explain things to you as well as give you test questions. For a developer as well, it can help you with interview questions to prepare you for an interview. Another thing I did, which I wasn't able to demonstrate today, I took a piece of code and I asked it to tell me why the code wasn't working. And believe it or not, it actually gave me an answer. And another time, I was battling with getting KVM to work, and I pasted a command that I used into ChatGPT, and I said, this command is not working. I'm getting this error. And it came back and told me I had a spelling mistake. And after fixing it, the command worked. So there you are. Use ChatGPT, but use it wisely. Thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe to our channel and give us a like so that our channel can grow.